What's up, wrestling fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Wayback Wrestling Mania podcast. Here with this unboxing video of this Mattel WWE Elite Collection figure of John Cena. As you can see, I'm not at my usual review station. I am on the road, but I just picked up this Elite John Cena figure on clearance, and I thought you would enjoy an unboxing video with a short review. So with no further ado, let's get to it. And here is John Cena out of the package and ready to rumble. I really like the motif that was used for this attire. Some of you may know the inspiration for this, so let's take a look at the loose details now. Let's have a look at accessories here. Here we have the alternate set of hands. Get one open palm and one gripping hand. And of course, these have the hinged peg for greater articulation. Here is the baseball cap, and it says "You See Me," which is not one of my favorite things about Cena's gimmick, but the back has been sculpted very well. You can see just how realistic that looks. And here we have the dog tags. These are very pliable. They slip on and off of the head easily. And last but not least, we have the Hustle, Loyalty, Respect t-shirt. And this is based on the old AWA logo. If you've ever seen the old American Wrestling Association logo. And this has Velcro in the back. And that's why I decided to buy this figure, because I was a big fan of the old AWA. Here's a look at the man himself, John Cena. Let's have a look at the lower body now, and Mattel did a good job at sculpting the jorts here. Here's a look at the sneakers. Very precise paint application on these. You can see how the laces have been sculpted. I really appreciate that. There's really excellent sculpting back here on the calf muscles. Again, lots of detail here on the jorts. Peg holes on the bottom if you have an extra stand somewhere. Overall, solid work by Mattel. The ankle joints on mine are especially tight, but nonetheless, I think there is still some limitation of movement. You can get the feet to swivel back and forth like this. There's double jointed knees, so if you want to get him into a running pose, you can. He has the quadriceps swivel in each of the legs, as you can see here. So that's always helpful in getting the figure into a good pose. And he kicks forward this much. The rest of the hip movement is a little disappointing. He doesn't step back very far, and his legs only go out to the side that much. However, the quadriceps swivel does at least give you a little bit of an option. So with the articulation that is present, if you want to get him into this type of pose and have him coming off the top rope with that leg drop that he always does, but he misses half the time, you can go ahead and do that pose. Here's a look at the torso, and it is accurate to the musculature of John Cena. You can see all this definition here on the back with the trapezius and the latissimus dorsi. The waist pivots back and forth. You can get him to rock back that far, and he crunches forward this much. Let's take a look at the detail on the arms here, and here's another attractive aspect of this figure. The armband that says C Nation. You can see that it's a separate piece, as well as the wristbands here. So I popped off the hand and removed the wristbands, and what's really impressive about these is that Mattel captured the texture of actual wristbands. Here's a quick look at articulation. The hands move back and forth on the pegs. The musculature on the arms is accurate to Cena, which means that despite having a double jointed elbow, it only goes up about this far because the size of the biceps blocks it from going further. It does have a bicep swivel, and as you can see, both shoulder joints go up very far, more so than I thought they would. This one's a little tighter than the other one, but nonetheless, that's very impressive. And you can also get his arms to go back in this type of pose. So collectors should be very happy there. And you can get his arms to do a 360. Let's have a look at the head sculpt now, and I am blown away by how well Mattel captured the likeness of Cena here. This is amazing. There really are no weak spots on this head sculpt. The shape of the nose, the expression, the shape of the ears, just everything is really indicative of Cena. This is really magnificent work. You can see the texturing on the hair here. That was accurate to Cena at the time. In terms of articulation, you can get the head to move side to side easily. You can get him to look up, you can get him to look down, and there is some head tilting. One side is better than the other. So I am putting the dog tags back on the figure. Really no problems here. Again, it's very pliable. If you're wondering about the hat, you can reverse it, but it has the same issue whether it's on his head forward or backward. It sits a little high up. It's not a huge negative, but it is noticeable. Also, since the t-shirt was wrinkled a little bit at the bottom, when I put this back on the figure, I left the bottom part open here, as you can see, and I also made sure that it was rolled up over his biceps. These two things have allowed for less stress on the t-shirt, so hopefully the wrinkling on the logo will work itself out over time. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for some articulation shots, and until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.